You think you've seen beauty, until you land in Portugal. Portugal isn't just a country, it's a storybook written in sunlight and stone. You don't visit Portugal, you surrender to it, again and again. From cliffs that dare the Atlantic to streets that sing with age, everything calls you back. It's not just a destination, it's a feeling you'll chase forever. Welcome to the journey that never ends, because Portugal never lets you leave. Portugal once ruled half the world, and the world still remembers. Lisbon has the oldest bookstore on earth, still turning pages. Portugal drinks more wine per person than France, and they invented tempura first. They eat more fish than almost anyone, always craving more. Nazare's waves swallow buildings, while surfers fly to ride them. Portugal is the cork capital, giving your wine bottle its pop. Its streets are art, sunshine endless, and wonders whispered loud. The moment I stepped onto Portugal's soil, a wave of warmth wrapped around me, not just from the sun, but from the air itself. There's a rhythm here, subtle but unstoppable, that pulls you into its flow. I wandered through streets alive with stories, every corner revealing a new surprise, a hidden gem that seemed to exist just for me. The colors weren't just seen, they were felt, like the golden light melting into terracotta rooftops, or the vibrant tiles that whispered history beneath my fingertips. Every meal was a celebration, simple yet profound, bursting with flavors that told of the sea, the earth, and the hands that crafted them. I lost track of time savoring each bite, from the flaky, buttery pastries that melted on my tongue to the fresh seafood grilled to perfection, kissed by smoke and salt. The local markets were an explosion of life, smells, and textures. I found myself drawn in by the chatter, the fresh produce stacked like treasures, and the scents that promised something unforgettable. The people here move with a gentle kindness, the kind that doesn't rush or demand but invites. Strangers smiled with genuine warmth, sharing stories and laughter as if we'd known each other for years. The language floated around me like music, soft and melodic, wrapping the experience in a comforting embrace. I felt connected, not just to the land but to its heart, beating strong beneath the cobblestones. The coastline called with its raw beauty, cliffs that dropped dramatically into crashing waves, hidden coves where the water sparkled like glass. I chased sunsets that burned the sky in shades I'd never seen before, each one different yet equally breathtaking. The ocean's pulse was a constant companion, a reminder of nature's power and peace entwined. Walking through ancient streets, I felt the weight of time settle softly on my shoulders, grounding me in moments that stretched back centuries. The architecture wasn't just buildings, it was history carved in stone, each arch and doorway telling tales of resilience and beauty. The quiet corners and lively plazas held contrasting energies that kept me mesmerized, peace and passion, old and new, all coexisting in perfect harmony. There was something deeply soothing about the pace of life here, a deliberate slowing down that invited me to breathe, to notice, to feel. I found myself lingering over coffee, watching the world unfold slowly around me, savoring the small joys, the clink of cups, the chatter of neighbors, the way sunlight danced on the pavement. Nightfall brought a different magic. The streets transformed, bathed in soft glows from lanterns and neon, alive with music and laughter spilling from hidden taverns. The sounds of the city became a lullaby, blending tradition and modernity in a way that felt timeless. I lost hours to the rhythm of fado music, its haunting melodies pulling at the soul, telling stories of longing and hope that resonated deep within me. Every day was a new chapter, each one filled with discovery and wonder. The way the light shifted, the smells changed with the seasons, the unexpected kindness of strangers, all of it wove together into an experience that felt both grand and intimate. Portugal wasn't just a place I visited, it became a part of me, a memory I carry with a quiet, persistent glow. Mornings here felt like a gentle awakening, where the world slowly came alive with the scent of freshly baked bread and rich coffee. I often found myself drawn to small cafes, tucked away from the busy streets, where time seemed to stretch and conversations flowed like the river that winds through the heart of the country. Sitting there, watching locals greet each other with a warmth that felt both natural and sincere, I realized this was a place where life is meant to be savored, not rushed. As I wandered further, I discovered how every corner had a story to tell, walls adorned with intricate tiles that glistened under the sun, each one a piece of art passed down through generations. The craftsmanship was evident everywhere, from the delicate ironwork on balconies to the hand-painted signs that marked centuries-old shops. It was a world where tradition was alive, not frozen in time, blending seamlessly with the pulse of modern life. The landscapes were breathtaking in their diversity. Rolling hills covered in vineyards stretched out like a patchwork quilt, their colors shifting with the seasons. I lost myself walking among the rows of grapevines, imagining the hands that nurtured them, the stories bottled in every glass of wine shared around a lively table. The countryside breathed a quiet strength, a reminder that life here flows at its own steady, nurturing pace. In the heart of the cities, the contrast was striking but beautiful. Ancient streets ran alongside bustling markets and contemporary art galleries, creating a vibrant tapestry of old and new. I found myself drawn to the places where history met innovation, where traditional craftsmanship was honored alongside bold new ideas. It felt like the country itself was a living, breathing museum that refused to be still. The people I met seemed to carry the spirit of the land with them. Their warmth wasn't just hospitality, it was a genuine connection to something larger, a deep pride in their heritage that was expressed not with words but through kindness, laughter, and shared moments. I remember a conversation with a local who spoke passionately about the simple joys of life here, the smell of the ocean, the taste of fresh bread, the sound of church bells ringing through the quiet streets. That passion was contagious, and it made me see Portugal through their eyes, full of wonder and gratitude. Even in the quiet moments, there was a richness to the experience. Watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, I felt a profound peace settle over me. The rhythm of the waves, the distant call of seabirds, and the gentle hum of the city winding down. It all created a perfect harmony that lingered long after the day ended. Each evening brought its own kind of magic. The streets filled with life again, as locals and visitors alike gathered in plazas and cafes, sharing stories over glasses of wine and plates of food. The laughter was genuine, the music soulful, and the connection palpable. I often found myself lost in the melodies drifting from open windows, songs that spoke of love, loss, and hope, sung with a raw emotion that touched something deep inside. Exploring the hidden alleys and sun-drenched squares, I felt a constant sense of discovery. Every step uncovered a new delight, a vibrant mural, a tiny shop filled with handcrafted treasures, or a quiet garden where time seemed to pause. Portugal's charm lies in these moments, where the unexpected becomes unforgettable. The combination of natural beauty and human warmth made every experience here feel profound. From the sparkling coastlines to the bustling streets, from the quiet countryside to the lively markets, Portugal offered a world where every sense was engaged, and every moment invited me to be fully present. With each passing day, my connection to this place deepened. I wasn't just visiting, I was becoming part of a living story, one that continues to unfold with every sunrise and every step taken on these sunlit paths. The memories made here are etched not just in photographs but in the heart, a quiet reminder that some places don't just stay with you, they change you. There was a magic in the way mornings began, with soft light filtering through shutters and the distant hum of the city waking up. I found myself drawn to the simple pleasure of a morning stroll, where the cool breeze carried the scent of blooming jasmine and salty sea air. The streets, still quiet and calm, held a promise of adventure that unfurled with each step. Every corner I turned revealed a scene painted with light and shadow, where history whispered through ancient stones and laughter echoed from nearby cafes. The colors of Portugal were impossible to forget, the deep blues of the ocean blending into the sky, the warm ochres of old buildings, and the bursts of color from flower boxes and street art. It was a place where every frame felt like a masterpiece waiting to be captured, but the real beauty was in the fleeting moments. The sparkle of sunlight on water, the way shadows danced on cobblestones, the gentle sway of olive trees in the breeze. I spent hours wandering through markets alive with energy, where vendors called out their wares and the air was rich with the aroma of fresh herbs, spices, and baked goods. There was an unspoken celebration in these spaces, a coming together of people and culture that felt both timeless and immediate. I tasted the sweetness of fresh figs, the crunch of crusty bread, and the tang of ripe cheeses, each bite a discovery that connected me deeper to the land. Evenings were a symphony of light and sound, where the golden hour melted into twilight and the streets came alive with music and movement. I was captivated by the way the city transformed, with lanterns casting a warm glow and the soft murmur of conversations drifting through open windows. The music, sometimes haunting, sometimes joyful, seemed to tell stories older than the buildings themselves, stories of love and loss, of hope and home. The ocean was a constant presence, its mood shifting with the day. I watched the waves crash against rugged cliffs, sending sprays of foam into the air, and felt the pull of the tide beneath my feet on sandy shores. There was a wildness to the sea here, a reminder of nature's power and beauty intertwined. I found peace in its rhythm, a quiet meditation that grounded me amidst the vibrancy of city life. Walking through neighborhoods steeped in history, I felt layers of time pressing softly around me. Each street, each doorway held echoes of generations past, their stories etched into the very fabric of the place. The architecture was a dialogue between eras, Roman, Moorish, and modern, all blending seamlessly to create a landscape both familiar and endlessly surprising. The hospitality I experienced was unlike anywhere else. Locals welcomed me not as a tourist, but as a guest, sharing traditions and moments with a generosity that felt deeply personal. I learned that hospitality here was a language of the heart, expressed in shared meals, spontaneous invitations, and smiles that lingered long after goodbyes. There were moments of quiet reflection, too, where I would sit by a window or beneath an ancient tree and simply watch the world unfold. In those pauses, I felt the true essence of Portugal, the way it invites you to slow down, to notice the small wonders, to find joy in the everyday. It's a place that teaches you to live fully in the present, wrapped in the comfort of its gentle embrace. Every day brought new textures and experiences, the roughness of cobblestones underfoot, the cool touch of sea spray on my skin, the warmth of sunlight soaking into my bones. I collected these sensations like treasures, each one a thread woven into the tapestry of my journey. Portugal isn't just a place to see, it's a place to feel, to live, and to remember. And with every step, every breath, I found myself falling deeper into its spell, knowing that this was only the beginning of a story that would stay with me long after I left.